What is going on, YouTube? Straight to the coming at you guys with another Defender of Texel video. And today I wanted to go ahead and do for you guys the prize highlights. And I wanted to go ahead and do this because if you saw my first impression video, DNA has made a precious addition to it. Um, they've actually included the cooldown. So it makes it that much easier for me to be able to bring these prize highlights to you guys without having to guess in the cooldown or waiting for someone to actually acquire the fighter so that we can know the cooldown somehow. So this actually makes it that much better. So um, here we go, prize highlights. So starting off, we have the legendary Vashti Endbringer. As I said in my first impressions video, this guy's riding Nebuchadnezzar's dragon, but he also looks just like the guy on the dot widget. You know, the little thing you gotta press in order to start the app. Yeah, he looks like that guy. But he's a legendary. He's a fire champ. Um, really good stats. Of course, he's a legendary. Another one of the 3 for 3 legendaries as well. Skill is called Cahoots. If you haven't seen it already, just go to the iconic build and watch him pop up. He has a pretty nice looking skill there. Um, Starting at 2 for 3 self fuse, his cooldown dropped from 2 to 1. Um, this guy has really high HP, really high HP, pretty good attack, and for a champ, he has really good agility as well. So he's pretty quick. Doesn't hit as hard as a couple of the other 3 for 3 legendaries, but he still packs quite a wallop. But I like this guy's looks, and he's definitely very strong. The only way you can acquire him is through the iconic build, which is the paid build for this event. So if you want to go ahead and roll the dice for this guy, that's really the only way you're going to be able to acquire him. Moving right along here, next up we have the reindeer angel looking guy, Tungus. Um, Tungus is on 200% edge. Definitely going to want to use him for this event. Tungus is an earth champ. So of course he's going to have the HP, he's going to have the attack, he's going to have the heightened defense. Wisdom and agility are so-so. His skill is Grind Elite. And at max self-fusion, which would be 5 for 5, he has a cooldown of 2. That's a pretty average cooldown for that skill. Tungus actually statistically isn't that bad. On stat book, he looked pretty good. Probably where this guy doesn't look really good is his skill slash cooldown. This is pretty much the norm for this skill, 4-2 cooldown combination. But he has pretty good looking stats, so you can get some use out of him. Um, People who have, or those who have been playing the game for a lengthy period probably would just superfuse this guy. They probably wouldn't bother using him for that simple fact right there, that 2 cooldown on a skill that only hits 1 fighter in the line. Probably ain't feeling that so much. Next up on the list we have Arul. Arul is the recolor of Momars. Pretty sure y'all know him. He still is a very good preemptor. This is his recolor Arul. Arul is on 200% edge this event, so you can acquire this guy during the event. You definitely want to use him. Um, Arul is an Earth rogue, so of course the rogues are going to have a really good agility. That's where they shine at. But everything else so-so. Like the HP is so-so, the attack is so-so, and also the wisdom is so-so. Defense, not so much. Sting All Adept, nothing new there. We can have plenty of Sting All fighters. Cooldown of 2. That seems to be pretty average for that skill as well. There's only, to my knowledge, 1 fighter that has a cooldown better than that on Sting All. So that's pretty average there. But Arul is definitely good. I mean, this guy's agility is astronomical for the weight class he's in, so to speak. Um, so A-roll is definitely a good one. And later on in this video, I'm going to let you know why. Alright, moving right along from A-roll, we have our leaderboard prize coming up next, who is once again a legendary, Mr. Ouija Bee. So, Ouija Bee is our leaderboard prize for this event, so the only way you're going to acquire this guy until trading time is placing really high on the leaderboard. So if you can climb really high on the leaderboard, or you can place, or first of all, you can make it to crystal level in this siege event and then place high, like one of the top 2 or 3, I believe you have to be on a winning team, and you have to be the top guy on the losing team in order to acquire Ouija Bee. Ouija Bee is a water warlock. So of course, warlocks are going to have the attack. They're going to have the wisdom, usually the so-so agility and HP, and the defense, not so much. Another 3 for 3 legendary, new skill here, Cold Snap Elite. Winter's bones are hard and honed and lie but a skin deep. 3 for 3 self-fuse, he has a cooldown of 2. This skill doesn't say whether or not it's going to hit one fighter or it's going to hit all fighters. My guess is going to be one fighter. Once again, that's just a guess. I could definitely be wrong about that. But Ouija Bee, of course, he's a legendary, so he's going to be good. He can be used by anyone that is able to acquire him. But for a warlock, this guy has just an attack stat that is just out of this world. That is very good attack for a warlock. 10,500 attack at 3 for 3 self-fuse. And also he's pretty quick. 3,048 agility. That is really good for a warlock as well. Even legendary, that is pretty good agility. So Ouija Bee, if you can acquire that guy, he will not be a bad addition to your band. I guarantee it. Alright, and moving on from Ouija Bee, last but not least, we have our points prize here. Monsieur Isham. Isham is our points prize for this event, so if you can place pretty well every day in your bracket of the siege event, not the siege event bracket, if you can acquire the right amount of points throughout the siege event, you can acquire this guy. Isham is a fire warlock, 150% edge this event, but honestly, truthfully, even with that edge, you probably won't get too much use out of this guy. For the simple fact, I have not looked on the points leaderboard all the way through yet, but I highly doubt you can 5 for 5 this guy just from points alone. And these are his stats at 5 for 5, which with that edge would probably be usable. But I highly doubt you're going to get him 5 for 5 this event. So yeah, you're not going to get much use out of this guy. He is the recolor of Doug. I was finally able to recall his name, but Doug, he's the recolor of that. So, but yeah, not really going to get much use out of this guy. Alright, that's going to do it for our prize highlights, guys. And now we move on to our comparison. So, first, usually we'd be comparing Vashti Endbringer, but the thing with Vashti Endbringer is, first of all, he's a 3 for 3 legendary, so the only fair comparison to him would be another 3 for 3 legendary. But the problem is there, out of the 3 for 3 legendaries that we have out at this time, there aren't really any that compare close to him. So I didn't want to compare him to anybody, because like I said, if I compare him to Dread, he's not even close in attack. If I compare him to Abaminsk, he's not even close in defense. Like, it just, almost a complete blowout. So I did want to leave Vashti Endbringer alone for right now. But the next one we can compare is the Tungus reindeer. The closest comparison I found to him would be the man right here, Mr. Tarky Manaya. I wanted to use him because they're relatively close. They both have Ground Elite with the 4-2 cooldown. Um, Tark has 231 more health. Tungus has 1,308 more attack. Tungus has 804 more defense. Tungus has 275 more wisdom. And Tark has 741 more agility. So Tark is definitely up in the HP and agility, but Tungus has it everywhere else. So they're not far off from one another, but they both have ground 4-2 cooldown, pretty similar. So definitely close fighters, but Tungus has the attack and defense, so you may want to go with him for that simple fact. All right, the next fighter that we have to compare would be Ariel, Loose Thing Off. The fighter I wanted to compare him to is right here, Mr. Burnham. Alright, so stat difference here. Ariel pretty much trumps Burnham in every category. 124 more health, 120 more attack, 59 more defense, 124 more wisdom, and 333 more agility. Now they're both Sting All Adept with a 4-2 cooldown, but with Ariel having a stat advantage in every category, you definitely want to use him. So if you were using Burnham in the past, you may want to try to substitute this guy out and get your hands on an Ariel because he is better in every category with this guy, except the cooldown and the skill being pretty much equal. Our next comparison would usually be Ouija B, but once again, this is another 3-for-3 legendary. And on top of that, he's our first 3-for-3 legendary warlock. I'm guessing that he's a warlock by his stats. He looks to be a warlock. So definitely no comparison there. Now this last one I probably shouldn't even be comparing because just so worthless, doesn't even really matter, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. The comparison for Isham, I found that the closest comparison would be his recolor. Got him dug. So statistics here. Got him dug 937 more health. Isham 409 more attack. Isham has 91 more defense. Isham has 1,607 more wisdom. And Isham also has 119 more agility. Their skills are different because one's fire, one's water. You know Isham has Scorch All Adept. Gadam Dug has Squirt All Adept. Isham has a 5-3 cooldown while Gadam Dug has a 4-2 cooldown. So this is really the closest comparison to this guy would be his recolor here. He does have a lower cooldown, but and a little more HP, but pretty much everything else goes to Isham. So out of the two, Isham would be the superior guy. So there you have it, guys. We have our prize highlights for Siege Event 5. Got our comparisons. Hopefully we'll get some other fighters to compare our legendaries to, but in the meantime, we don't have a really good, fair, and solid comparison. So hopefully we'll get some of those in the future. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, favorite, subscribe, rate, comment, and everything else. And I will be back to you guys with more DOT videos soon. Trey, signing off.